In every situation, no matter how challenging or hurtful, there exists a fundamental truth: you cannot control what others do, but you can always control how you respond. This ability to choose your response is one of the most powerful tools you possess. It is the key to emotional freedom, resilience, and strength. When someone hurts you, it's natural to feel a surge of emotions: anger, sadness, frustration. These feelings are valid, but what happens next is where your true power lies. Your reaction determines whether you allow the situation to control you or if you rise above it. When you react impulsively, you hand over the reins of your emotions to the other person. It's as if you're saying, "Here, take control of how I feel," but when you choose to pause, assess, and respond thoughtfully, or even decide not to respond at all, you reclaim that control. Your reaction is your power, because it shapes your reality. Imagine someone says something hurtful to you. If you react with anger, you fuel their negativity and escalate the situation. On the other hand, if you respond with calmness or indifference, you neutralize their attempt to disrupt your peace. It's not about suppressing your emotions, it's about directing them in a way that serves you, not someone else's agenda. This power doesn't just apply to interactions with others, it extends to how you handle life's challenges. When circumstances feel overwhelming, your reaction can either amplify the stress or become a stepping stone toward a solution. It's not the event itself, but how you respond to it that dictates its impact on your life. Maintaining this control requires self-awareness and discipline. It's about training yourself to recognize that your emotions are valid but not always reliable guides for action. It's about understanding that no matter how much someone else's behavior may sting, your worth and your peace are not up for negotiation. Your reaction is your power because it's the one thing no one can take away from you. No insult, no criticism, no act of malice can dictate how you choose to feel or act unless you allow it. And in that choice lies your ultimate strength. In moments of conflict or pain, the instinctive reaction is often immediate: words fly out, emotions flare, and actions are taken without much thought. But it is in these exact moments that the greatest power lies, not in reacting, but in pausing. To pause is to give yourself the space to breathe, to think, and to regain control over the situation. It is the moment where clarity can override chaos and wisdom can emerge from the fog of emotion. Pausing doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending that the hurt doesn't exist. It means creating a buffer between what has happened and what you do next. This buffer is where logic, reason, and emotional intelligence reside. It allows you to step back and assess the situation from a broader perspective. Without that pause, you risk letting raw emotion dictate your response, which can lead to regret, misunderstanding, or further escalation. Reflection during this pause is equally critical. When you reflect, you ask yourself the important questions: why did this affect me? What was the other person's intention? Is this situation worth my energy? Reflection allows you to separate what truly matters from what is fleeting. It gives you the opportunity to evaluate whether your reaction will align with your values and long-term goals, or whether it will simply be a knee-jerk response to temporary emotions. Pausing and reflecting also puts you back in control of your narrative. Instead of being a reactive participant in someone else's story, you become the author of your own. You decide how you want to show up, how you want to be perceived, and how you want to feel about yourself after the moment has passed. It's not about silencing yourself, it's about ensuring that what you say and do comes from a place of strength, not vulnerability. This practice requires mindfulness and patience, especially in a world that often rewards quick responses and impulsivity. It's about training your mind to see the pause not as weakness or inaction, but as a moment of preparation, a gathering of strength. In that moment, you can recenter yourself, reconnect with your values, and make a decision that serves your highest self. The pause is not a void, it is a powerful interval filled with potential. It is the space where you can choose calm over chaos, logic over impulse, and understanding over misunderstanding. It's the reset button that allows you to approach any situation with clarity and purpose. When someone hurts you, it's easy to take their actions or words personally, to believe that the pain they caused is a reflection of something lacking within yourself. But more often than not, the root of their behavior has little to do with you and everything to do with them. Understanding the source of their actions can be a transformative perspective, helping you shift from a place of pain to one of insight and empowerment. Hurtful actions are often projections of unresolved emotions within the other person. People carry their own insecurities, fears, and frustrations, and sometimes those internal struggles spill over onto others. A harsh word, an insult, or an unkind action is rarely about the person on the receiving end. It's a mirror of what the individual is battling within themselves. By understanding this, you can begin to separate their behavior from your sense of self-worth. Recognizing the source also helps you dismantle the narrative of blame. It's natural to feel angry or resentful towards someone who has caused you pain, but holding on to those emotions only prolongs your suffering. When you understand that their actions may stem from pain, ignorance, or an inability to cope with their own challenges, it becomes easier to approach the situation with compassion rather than hostility. Understanding the source doesn't mean excusing bad behavior or tolerating mistreatment. It means gaining clarity about the dynamics at play. For instance, someone who constantly criticizes you may be struggling with their own self-esteem. Someone who lashes out may feel overwhelmed by circumstances you're not aware of. Their behavior is not a reflection of your value, but of their internal turmoil. This awareness can empower you to respond with strength and grace rather than defensiveness. This perspective also helps you avoid unnecessary emotional entanglement. When you recognize that someone's actions are rooted in their own struggles, you can choose not to absorb their negativity. You can observe their behavior without letting it define or destabilize you. It becomes clear that their words or actions are about them, not you, and this understanding shields you from taking their behavior to heart. Understanding the source also encourages curiosity over judgment. Instead of immediately reacting with hurt or anger, you can ask yourself, what might they be going through? What pain or insecurity could be driving this behavior? These questions don't absolve them of responsibility, but they allow you to approach the situation with a clearer, more empathetic mindset. It shifts your focus from being a victim of their actions to being an observer of their struggle. This shift in perspective is not only freeing, but also deeply empowering. It reminds you that you don't have to carry the weight of someone else's emotional baggage. You can acknowledge their pain without letting it derail your own peace. It's about recognizing the humanity in others while firmly protecting your boundaries and self-respect. Choosing the high road is not about ignoring the pain or pretending the hurt didn't happen. It's about deciding to rise above the situation, refusing to engage in negativity, and demonstrating a level of maturity and grace that cannot be shaken. When faced with disrespect, betrayal, or any form of unkindness, the easiest path is often to retaliate, to match their energy, or to let the hurt dictate your response. But the high road isn't about taking the easy path, it's about taking the one that aligns with your values and protects your peace. The high road is a path of strength, not weakness. It requires self-control to resist the urge to react impulsively or emotionally. When someone speaks to you in anger or acts in a way designed to provoke, your choice to remain calm and composed is a powerful statement. It says, I refuse to lower myself to your level of negativity. My character is stronger than this moment in choosing the high road. You assert your dignity without needing to retaliate or defend yourself unnecessarily. Choosing the high road also creates space for clarity. Reacting in the heat of the moment often clouds your judgment, leading to words or actions you might later regret. By taking the high road, you allow yourself to process the situation from a place of calmness and thoughtfulness. It's in this space that you can evaluate what really matters and decide how best to move forward, not from a place of wounded pride, but from a place of intention. This choice is not about letting people walk over you or tolerating mistreatment. It's about setting an example of integrity and self-respect. It's about understanding that you don't have to win every argument or prove your worth to anyone. When you choose the high road, you are saying that your peace and values are more important than temporary validation or getting the last word. Taking the high road also impacts the dynamic of the situation. It disarms negativity and often leaves the other person with no fuel to continue their behavior. They expect a reaction, a defense, or a fight. But when you refuse to engage, their power diminishes. Your calmness and refusal to stoop to their level create a stark contrast, often forcing them to confront their own actions. This choice is not always easy. It takes immense strength to suppress the urge to lash out or defend yourself when emotions are running high. But this strength builds character and emotional resilience. It teaches you that your response is a reflection of you, not the other person. Choosing the high road is a decision to remain aligned with who you truly are, even in the face of provocation. The high road is also an investment in your future self. It's a path that allows you to walk away from situations with your head held high, free of regret, and burdened by nothing. By refusing to engage in negativity, you preserve your energy for the things that truly matter, the things that contribute to your growth and fulfillment. Choosing the high road is a commitment to yourself, to your values, and to the kind of life you want to lead. It's a powerful declaration that no matter what comes your way, you will meet it with integrity, strength, and unwavering self-respect. Your peace is one of your most valuable possessions. It is the foundation upon which your happiness, clarity, and emotional well-being are built. In a world that constantly bombards us with external stressors, whether it's the opinions of others, the chaos of daily life, or unexpected challenges. Learning to protect your peace is one of the most important skills you can cultivate. It is the ability to maintain a sense of calm and equilibrium no matter what is happening around you. Protecting your peace means taking responsibility for your own emotional state and refusing to let external circumstances determine how you feel. It is about being so grounded in your inner strength and values that nothing outside of you can destabilize your sense of calm. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is okay when it isn't. It means refusing to let negativity, chaos, or drama invade your mental space for longer than necessary. The world will always throw challenges your way, and people will always have opinions, but your response to these things is what matters most. Too often, we hand over control of our peace to people in situations that don't deserve it. We allow someone's bad mood, harsh words, or toxic behavior to affect how we feel. We internalize their negativity, carrying it with us long after the encounter has passed. When you choose to protect your peace, you set boundaries with these external forces and refuse to allow them to invade your emotional state. Protecting your peace requires self-awareness and discipline. It means recognizing when something or someone is beginning to disturb your inner calm and making a conscious decision to disengage before it can escalate. Whether it's a difficult conversation, a stressful work environment, or the negativity of social media, the moment you recognize that your peace is being compromised, you have the power to take a step back and realign. This may involve setting clear boundaries with others, letting them know what is and isn't acceptable in how they treat you. It's about choosing not to engage in gossip, drama, or arguments that drain your energy. It might mean saying no to situations or people that don't support your growth or well-being. Protecting your peace means making tough decisions that prioritize your mental and emotional health, even when they are uncomfortable or unpopular. Sometimes protecting your peace requires distancing yourself from toxic environments. This could mean physically removing yourself from a stressful situation or mentally disengaging from it. It's not about avoiding challenges or hard conversations. It's about recognizing when an environment is unhealthy for you and making the decision to step away. You don't need to absorb every bit of negativity around you. You don't need to engage in every fight or conversation. Learning to pick your battles is a key part of protecting your peace. Protecting your peace is also about cultivating resilience. Life will bring discomfort, hardship, and conflict, but your ability to stay centered amidst these challenges is a reflection of your inner strength. The more you practice protecting your peace, the easier it becomes to maintain that sense of balance when life becomes turbulent. It's about developing emotional maturity, the ability to feel your feelings without being ruled by them. Another important aspect of protecting your peace is the quality of your inner dialogue. Negative self-talk, self-doubt, and self-criticism can erode your peace just as quickly as the actions of others. You must guard against these thoughts and replace them with affirmations that reinforce your value, your strength, and your worth. When you protect your inner peace, you protect your confidence and sense of self. Ultimately, protecting your peace is an act of self-love. It is choosing yourself over external expectations, toxic relationships, and the opinions of others. It is recognizing that your emotional well-being is far more important than winning arguments or satisfying others. By prioritizing your peace, you create a space where you can think clearly, act intentionally, and live authentically. In this space, you are free to create the life you want, grounded in your true purpose and values. In a world that often values immediate responses, fiery reactions, and instant feedback, choosing non-reaction can feel counterintuitive. It may seem as if responding emotionally or defensively is a sign of strength, a way to assert your authority, or to protect yourself from being wronged. But true strength lies in non-reaction, the ability to remain composed and unaffected in the face of adversity. Non-reaction is not about ignoring your emotions or suppressing your feelings. Rather, it is the conscious decision to not let your emotions control your actions. Non-reaction is strength because it requires an immense amount of self-control and discipline. In moments of conflict, when someone's words or actions are aimed to provoke or hurt you, the easiest thing to do is react, fire back with words, raise your voice, or show that you're hurt. These reactions come from a place of vulnerability, and while they might give temporary relief, they do not create long-lasting peace or resolution. When you choose not to react, you demonstrate the capacity to manage your emotions rather than allowing your emotions to dictate your actions. When you choose non-reaction, you rise above the petty back and forth and the drama that can consume us in difficult situations. You stop being a player in someone else's emotional game. You take control of the situation by not allowing it to pull you into a cycle of negativity and conflict. Instead of allowing someone's words or actions to impact your mental state, you create a space in which you can evaluate the situation calmly and make a thoughtful response, if any response at all. Non-reaction is a profound display of emotional intelligence. It requires an understanding that not everything deserves your energy or attention. When someone is trying to provoke you, they are often coming from a place of frustration, insecurity, or a desire to regain control. By choosing not to react, you take away the power they are seeking to gain over you. You make it clear that their actions do not have the ability to destabilize you no matter how hard they try. Non-reaction also reflects an understanding of your personal boundaries. It's a decision to not engage with negativity, toxicity, or hostility that does not align with your values or priorities. Reacting to every insult, offense, or provocation not only drains your energy, but also diminishes your ability to focus on the things that truly matter. Non-reaction is a way of protecting your peace, preserving your energy for what truly aligns with your goals, and refusing to let others waste your time or emotions. Choosing non-reaction also allows for greater clarity. In the heat of the moment, when emotions are high, our ability to think clearly is often compromised. When you react impulsively, you may say or do things you'll later regret. However, by taking a step back and allowing yourself to pause, you create the space necessary to reflect, understand the situation better, and choose the most effective course of action. Non-reaction doesn't mean you don't care or that you are passive. It simply means you are deliberate with your choices and not driven by immediate impulses. Non-reaction is a long-term investment in your personal growth and resilience. The more you practice non-reaction, the more you strengthen your emotional resilience. Every time you choose not to react in a moment of tension or conflict, you reinforce your ability to stay grounded, calm, and unshaken, no matter what comes your way. Over time, you begin to realize that many things that once triggered you no longer have the same emotional hold over you. You become less susceptible to the volatility of others and more attuned to your own inner peace. True strength comes not from how loudly you can assert yourself, but from your ability to maintain composure, self-control, and emotional stability in moments of provocation. When you choose non-reaction, you show that your strength is rooted in your ability to remain anchored in yourself, regardless of external circumstances. In this way, non-reaction becomes a superpower, one that not only protects your peace, but also reflects the depth of your emotional maturity and resilience. In a world that often values immediate responses, fiery reactions, and instant feedback, choosing non-reaction can feel counterintuitive. It may seem as if responding emotionally or defensively is a sign of strength, a way to assert your authority, or to protect yourself from being wronged. But true strength lies in non-reaction, the ability to remain composed and unaffected in the face of adversity. Non-reaction is not about ignoring your emotions or suppressing your feelings, rather, it is the conscious decision to not let your emotions control your actions. Non-reaction is strength because it requires an immense amount of self-control and discipline. In moments of conflict, when someone's words or actions are aimed to provoke or hurt you, the easiest thing to do is react fire back with words, raise your voice, or show that you're hurt. These reactions come from a place of vulnerability, and while they might give temporary relief, they do not create long-lasting peace or resolution. When you choose not to react, you demonstrate the capacity to manage your emotions rather than allowing your emotions to dictate your actions. When you choose non-reaction, you rise above the petty back and forth and the drama that can consume us in difficult situations. You stop being a player in someone else's emotional game. You take control of the situation by not allowing it to pull you into a cycle of negativity and conflict. Instead of allowing someone's words or actions to impact your mental state, you create a space in which you can evaluate the situation calmly and make a thoughtful response, if any response at all. Non-reaction is a profound display of emotional intelligence. It requires an understanding that not everything deserves your energy or attention. When someone is trying to provoke you, they are often coming from a place of frustration, insecurity, or a desire to regain control. By choosing not to react, you take away the power they are seeking to gain over you. You make it clear that their actions do not have the ability to destabilize you no matter how hard they try. Non-reaction also reflects an understanding of your personal boundaries. It's a decision to not engage with negativity, toxicity, or hostility that does not align with your values or priorities. Reacting to every insult, offense, or provocation not only drains your energy, but also diminishes your ability to focus on the things that truly matter. Non-reaction is a way of protecting your peace, preserving your energy for what truly aligns with your goals, and refusing to let others waste your time or emotions. Choosing non-reaction also allows for greater clarity. In the heat of the moment, when emotions are high, our ability to think clearly is often compromised. When you react impulsively, you may say or do things you'll later regret. However, by taking a step back and allowing yourself to pause, you create the space necessary to reflect, understand the situation better, and choose the most effective course of action. Non-reaction doesn't mean you don't care, or that you are passive. It simply means you are deliberate with your choices and not driven by immediate impulses. Non-reaction is a long-term investment in your personal growth and resilience. The more you practice non-reaction, the more you strengthen your emotional resilience. Every time you choose not to react in a moment of tension or conflict, you reinforce your ability to stay grounded, calm, and unshaken no matter what comes your way. Over time, you begin to realize that many things that once triggered you no longer have the same emotional hold over you. You become less susceptible to the volatility of others and more attuned to your own inner peace. True strength comes not from how loudly you can assert yourself, but from your ability to maintain composure, self-control, and emotional stability in moments of provocation. When you choose non-reaction, you show that your strength is rooted in your ability to remain anchored in yourself, regardless of external circumstances. In this way, non-reaction becomes a superpower, one that not only protects your peace, but also reflects the depth of your emotional maturity and resilience. Pain is often perceived as something to avoid, something to fear, or something that signifies failure. It's a natural human instinct to shy away from pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. We associate it with discomfort, with loss, and with suffering. Yet pain, in all its forms, can be one of the most powerful catalysts for growth and transformation. It is through pain that we often find our deepest strength, discover our resilience, and uncover parts of ourselves that we never knew existed. When we experience pain, whether through loss, rejection, disappointment, or failure, it shakes us to our core. It feels as though something has been broken or lost, and for a moment we may feel helpless, lost, or vulnerable. But what if we viewed pain not as a negative force, but as a signal, a signpost that points us in the direction of growth? Pain is a part of the human experience that forces us to confront ourselves, our limitations, and the areas of our lives that need healing or transformation. It compels us to reevaluate our choices, our behaviors, and our beliefs. In the midst of pain, we are often forced to let go of things that no longer serve us. Whether it's a toxic relationship, a limiting belief, or an outdated version of ourselves, pain has a way of pushing us to release the things that are holding us back from becoming our best selves. Pain acts as a motivator, encouraging us to evolve. It forces us to confront our deepest fears, face the discomfort we have been avoiding, and take action toward healing or change. Through this process of confronting and working through pain, we emerge stronger and more aligned with our true purpose. Pain also cultivates resilience. When we go through difficult times and face challenges that seem insurmountable, we are building emotional strength that we may not have realized we had. Each time we rise from the ashes of our pain, we are refining our ability to cope with future adversity. Pain forces us to develop coping mechanisms, mental toughness, and emotional intelligence. We learn how to bounce back from setbacks, how to adapt to new circumstances, and how to keep moving forward even when the road ahead is uncertain. Furthermore, pain encourages empathy. It allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. When we have experienced suffering, we are more likely to understand and relate to the suffering of others. Pain brings us closer to our shared humanity. It breaks down the walls of judgment and arrogance, reminding us that we are all vulnerable, that we all face our own struggles, and that we are not alone in our pain. In this way, pain expands our capacity for compassion and kindness. Sometimes it's in our darkest moments of pain that we discover our true purpose. When everything is stripped away, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a part of our identity, we are left with the essence of who we are. In those moments of vulnerability, we are forced to question what truly matters to us. What are we willing to fight for? What do we need to let go of in order to create a life that reflects our deepest desires? Pain has a way of clearing away distractions, forcing us to get in touch with our authentic selves. It's often in these times of loss or struggle that we find clarity, direction, and the motivation to create a life that is more meaningful and aligned with our true values. While pain may never be something we actively seek, it is often through our hardest struggles that we are pushed to grow the most. It forces us to stretch beyond our comfort zones, to challenge our limits, and to reach for the potential that lies dormant within us. Without pain, we may never know the depths of our resilience, the extent of our capabilities, or the strength that exists within us to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. Growth through pain is not about glorifying suffering, nor is it about seeking out hardship for the sake of growth. It's about recognizing that pain, when faced with the right mindset, can be a powerful teacher. It is the refining fire that burns away our old selves and makes way for something greater. When we learn to embrace pain as part of our growth journey, we stop seeing it as an obstacle and start seeing it as an opportunity for evolution. In a world where energy is contagious, we are constantly interacting with people who bring different kinds of emotional and mental energy into our lives. Some people radiate positivity, enthusiasm, and light, while others bring negativity, frustration, or even hostility. It's easy to fall into the trap of absorbing the energy of those around us, especially when it's strong or intense. But one of the most powerful skills you can develop is the ability to maintain your own energy regardless of what others are projecting onto you. Don't absorb their energy, protect your own. The energy of others can affect you in ways you may not even realize. Whether it's a friend venting about their struggles, a colleague projecting negativity about a situation, or even the general atmosphere of a group, it can be all too easy to pick up on those vibrations and allow them to influence your mood, thoughts, and actions. When you absorb someone else's energy, you are allowing their emotional state to dictate your own. You're allowing their frustration to seep into your own being, their sadness to cloud your joy, and their anger to hijack your peace of mind. Over time, this can leave you feeling drained, confused, or disconnected from yourself. Absorbing other people's energy is often unconscious. We may not even realize it's happening until we find ourselves reacting to a situation in ways we didn't intend, or feeling overwhelmed by emotions that don't seem to be our own. It's in these moments that we lose our power. We let someone else's negative energy take root inside of us, and in doing so, we give away our own emotional sovereignty. This is why learning how to maintain your energy and not absorb that of others is so important. It's an act of self-preservation and empowerment. The first step in not absorbing someone else's energy is awareness. You have to recognize when someone else's energy is starting to affect you. This might happen during a tense conversation, when you feel your own mood shift because of something someone said or did, or when you notice yourself getting wrapped up in someone else's negativity. It's important to pay attention to how different people make you feel after you've interacted with them. Do you feel energized, uplifted, and aligned with your own values, or do you feel drained, anxious, or agitated? Once you recognize the impact, you can take steps to protect your own energy. A key part of not absorbing others' energy is setting emotional boundaries. This doesn't mean cutting people off or shutting them out. It means being clear about what you will and will not take on. You can listen to someone's problems, be empathetic, and offer support without absorbing their emotions. You are not responsible for carrying their burdens, and their emotional state does not have to become yours. You can offer understanding and compassion while still maintaining your own emotional balance. Another essential aspect of protecting your energy is learning how to energetically shield yourself from negativity. This can involve conscious techniques like imagining a protective bubble around you that deflects unwanted energy, or practicing mindfulness to stay grounded in your own sense of self. It may also involve physical strategies like stepping away from a toxic situation or limiting your exposure to individuals or environments that consistently drain you. You have the right to protect your space and your emotional well-being, and sometimes that means removing yourself from situations or people that bring negative energy into your life. It's also important to recognize that not everyone who projects negativity is doing so intentionally. Sometimes people are struggling with their own pain, frustration, or unresolved emotions, and they inadvertently pass this energy on to those around them. However, their struggles are not your responsibility to fix. While it's important to be compassionate, it's equally important to maintain your own peace. You don't have to take on someone else's problems or internalize their anger, sadness, or stress. Recognizing that everyone is carrying their own invisible burdens allows you to have empathy without letting their energy infiltrate your own. One of the most empowering practices for not absorbing others' energy is to stay anchored in your own center. This means knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what is important to you. When you are clear on your values, your purpose, and your emotional needs, it becomes easier to recognize when something or someone is trying to sway you off course. Staying anchored in your own truth helps you maintain a sense of stability and calm, even in the midst of chaos or conflict. You become less susceptible to being swept away by the emotional tides of others. Another effective strategy for not absorbing others' energy is to practice detachment. Detachment doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means separating yourself from the emotional outcomes of situations. It's about not allowing someone else's emotional state to determine how you feel or react. When you practice detachment, you are not emotionally investing in someone else's drama or negativity. You can still engage with others, offer support, and be present, but you do so without getting emotionally entangled in their energy. Finally, it's important to recharge and replenish your own energy regularly. When we spend too much time around people who drain us, or in environments that are emotionally charged, it's crucial to give ourselves time and space to reset. This can be through self-care practices, spending time alone, meditating, or engaging in activities that restore your energy. You cannot protect your energy if you are not actively taking steps to refill it. By making self-care a priority, you create a strong foundation from which you can engage with others without losing yourself in their emotional currents. Learning not to absorb the energy of others is an act of self-respect and emotional maturity. It is a commitment to staying true to yourself, protecting your peace, and maintaining your emotional sovereignty. In doing so, you reclaim your power and preserve the energy you need to create the life you want, free from the influence of other people's negativity.